Hello, welcome to the video on Module 1 Multimedia Communications. I, Dr. Komala, Associate Professor in the Department of VCE at SJBIT, would like to welcome you all for the video on Module 1 Basics of Multimedia Communication. The contents of the video are Introduction to Multimedia, Multimedia Information Representations, then Multimedia Networks, Multimedia Applications, Applications of networking terminology. So, what is multimedia communication or what is a multimedia message? The multimedia indicates that the information or the data being transferred over the network may be composed of one or more media types like text, images, audio, or video. So, a multimedia information will consist of more than one type of data. The introduction to the different types of multimedia types. The different media types. The different medias that can be transmitted in a multimedia information is text, image, audio, and speech. The different types of text, images, audio, and speech are available. So the combination of a multimedia information which is transferred over a network forms multimedia communication. So the multimedia information representation, it may be in the terms of text, image, audio and video as explained earlier. So always a text is represented in terms of blocks of digital data which will not vary with time, which is time independent. Whereas a audio signal, it varies with time, which is very much time dependent. The audio signal will be an analog signal. The video signal will also be a video analog signal, but it has to be converted into digital form for integration. And relevant to the communication networks, the networks cannot support high bit rates of audio and video. So the audio and video has compression has to be done. So the compression technique is applied to digitize the audio and video images. There are different types of multimedia networks available in multimedia communication. The five important networks are telephone networks, data networks, broadcast television networks, integrated service digital networks, and broadcast multi-service networks. Now let us learn one after the other. The first one is the telephone network. This is a diagram which shows the various network components of a telephone network. The telephone network is a public space telephone network which have been in existence for many years and have gone through many changes during this time. These telephone networks were designed to provide basic space telephone service with the advent of other networks, which has become known as plain old telephone service. As we can see in the diagram, the telephones located at home or in small business are connected directly to their nearest local exchange or office, which is called as end office, and those located in a medium or larger office site, it is connected to a private switching office, which is PBX, and the PBX provides a free service switch service between any two telephones that are connected to it. And more recently, cellular phone networks have been introduced, which are useful for mobile switching centers. So coming for the telephone networks, the public Swiss telephone network provides basic Swiss telephone service, and local exchange is used for telephones at home and in small office. Private branch exchange service switches between any two telephones and they are connected to local exchange. So in telephone networks, as we can see, we have a digital device and a modem connected on either side of the public Swiss telephone network. So telephone networks, the PSTN can support only one speech applications, but also a wide range of other multimedia communication applications. So the second type of network is the data network. The data networks are the networks where the transfer of data will take place by means of the data networks. Here we have a local area network which is connected to the ISDN and the gateway which is connected global network. The global internet backbone network is very much essential for the data transfer globally. So in data networks, the internet and X25, the low bit data comes into picture, and there are different communication protocols which is a set of rules for sequence of messages and syntax of messages that to be transferred over the media. So the data networks also include business user access network through sites or campus network which is connected by means of LAN, and there are different types of network where all are connected to internet backbone network through gateways, and the gateways are connect and relay messages with the help of routers, and always the data networks operates in packet mode where the packet mode can only transfer or communicate data which involves speech, audio and video. Next, coming for broad television networks. The broad television networks are the networks which are designed to support the diffusion of analog television programs throughout wide area. The broadcast television networks are done by means of cable distribution network for a large city, satellite network for a larger city, and terrestrial broadcast network for other cities. The diagram shows a broadcast television network for cable networks where we can see that the PSTN is connected to the cable head and the cable distribution network, the cable operator will be handling this, which is given to the setup box, and this requires an internet facility. So coming to the components of a broadcast television network. A broadcast television network consists of a setup box which is attached to the cable network, which controls the television and also access to the other services. There also exists a cable modem where there are two types of channel, a low bit rate channel and a high bit rate channel. A low bit rate channel is connected to the PSTN, whereas high bit rate channel is connected to the internet. The high-speed modem is integrated to the setup box in satellite or terrestrial network to enhance the service range and also for interactive television. So coming for the second type of network, which is the broadcast television network. In satellite, this is connected to satellite or terrestrial network. Here we can see that this is satellite where the program sources from the base station, and there's a antenna which is helpful in receiving and transmission of the information which is connected to the setup box. This is transferred to PSTN and the internet, where this is one of the example for cable TV transmissions or dish cable connections. Thirdly, coming for the integrated services digital networks, the ISDN networks. These networks are designed to provide the public switch telephone network users with the capability of having additional services. This ISDN provides two separate communication channels, which is the distance subscriber line, which is used to access circuit to the ISDN, where the data are transmitted in form of analog signals that produces a binary stream called as bit stream. In an ISDN network, the basic rate access is very much important. So here we have different types like two 64 kilobits of channels and single 128 kilobits per second channels. To synchronize these two separate 64 kilobits per stream bit streams into one single 128 kilobit stream requires aggregate function. So the ISDN can support a long range of multimedia applications. So an alternative service provided by an ISDN are it as a distance subscriber line. It has a single 128 kilobits per second switch channel line and a 64 kilobits switch channel line. There are two independent 64 kilobits channel for basic rate access for uplink and downlink, and there are conventional analog phones which is also linked with ISDN, and there's a single 1.5 or 2 Mbps channel primarily for rate access. Coming for the fourth type of network, which is the broadband multi-service network. A broadband multi-service network is designed to support a wide range of multimedia application, and the bit rate is in excess of 2 megabits per second. So in broadband multi-service networks, there are broadband ISDN and narrowband ISDN. Different multimedia applications require different bit rates. So the binary stream is divided into multiple fixed size of packets called as cells, which enhances the transmission of the data. The rate of transfer of cells through the network varies in in an asynchronous transfer mode, and most of the broadband multi-service networks are known as ATM networks or cell-based networks. The asynchronous transfer mode as a span of for single site, but whereas ATM man spans for a larger town or a city. So an example of the ATM broadband multi-service network. A broadband ATM multi-service network as a ATM man, which is connected to different types of LAN like ATM LAN, high-speed LAN, and in-tower working unit, where each of them is controlled by single ATM man. Next, coming for the multimedia applications. The multimedia plays an important role in wide applications. It would be interpersonal communications or interactive applications for internet, or it may be for entertainment applications. So in interpersonal communication, this involves speech, images, text and video. In some cases, a single type of medium is involved, while in others, two or more media types are also integrated together. So for example, in speech only, interpersonal communications, here we can see that there's a voicemail server, there's a audio bridge which is connected to the cellular network and the PSTN. This is a PSTN network, this is a cellular phone network. In cellular phone network, the mobile phones are connected. For a PSTN, the laptops or the landlines are connected. And here there is a private exchange and a audio bridge which are linked from one location to the another. So in the for speech communication, normally the devices used are telephony, which is text per speech communication connected to PSTN. The additional services are voicemail and teleconferencing, where teleconferencing calls involves multiple interconnected telephones or pieces. The conference call, the audio teleconference call requires a central unit which is called as a audio bridge unit. So telephone or internet. Nowadays there are maximum possibilities that speech can be transferred over net. So here we can see that there are different clouds which is swarm. This is a LAN connection where we can see a campus connected to a LAN devices. There's a packet gateway, telephony gateway. This is a global internet. On the other side, there is a internet service provider network where the routers are connected from one block to the other block. The telephony gateway helps for the circuit mode of connection to get the lines connected where it is only speech signals. And always speech signals exist between PC to PC or telephone to telephone or PC to telephone where a telephone gateway is must. So suppose if we are trying to transfer only image, the different types of devices that can handle images, the fax machine, the PC fax, the analog circuits. So here also the PSTN or the ISTN plays a major role where the fax machines are connected by means of their identity numbers and the PC fax machines are also connected by means of identity numbers. And for image only, the FSML fax is very much important, which exchanges of electronic images of document and pair of fax machines are involved. And whenever we want to send a fax, the basic operations are caller keys is required for the recipient number. The circuit is set up through the network. Each page is scanned. The digitized image is transmitted on the network through the help of modem. And after last page is sent and received, the connection is cleared. So the PC fax also send electronic version of the document stored in the PC. Whenever it is text only, normally the best example is the email transfer. Here we can see that the internet facility is connected to the PC, and whenever we write a mail, the mail ID is very much required. And as per the mail ID, once the mail is written, it is transferred through the to the mail which is in the text form. So the text only uses electronic mail and it is required for the access of nets and for the email server. The email server contains of a mailbox for each user. The email server operator uses standard internet communication protocols. The must for a email is the name and address of the sender, from whom it has been sent to the sender. We can give a CC and a subject, the date, the day and the time is must. And the body has attached file or text matter in the mail. So text and images both combination. We can also send text or images through computer supported cooperative working. So whenever you want to transfer speech and video over multimedia network, there's a video telephony which is consists of integration of video and speech. The bandwidth must be higher than that of the speech only. So in video speech and video, we are connected with a camera, we are connected with the PC, we are connected to a net, we are connected to net, and more than two persons may be involved in the speech and video communication, and it is a multi-point control unit. So in speech and video for broadband network, there is a remote lecture which is going on as per this example. The fact lectures explained and it is used by multiple people by means of the camera and audio. So speech and audio interpersonal communications is also partly a video conferencing. So multimedia electronic mail structure, this is important mail structure for multimedia. So we also have interactive applications for the internet. We can see the PC workstations, World Wide Web servers which are connected with intranet and internet. So the interactive applications over the internet is also possible because of the sense of multimedia communication. So the interactive applications over the internet are World Wide Web servers which consist of hyperlinks, hypertext and hypermedia. The World Wide Web server consists of a web server which is linked to a set of multiple information servers The hyperlinks have pointers or to other pages. The hypertext has documents comprising only text, and hypermedia consists of documents comprising multimedia text.